If you have health insurance, you might be able to see a personal dietitian for $0 out of pocket. Nourish connects you with a dietitian that fits your needs, covered by your insurance. Nourish accepts hundreds of insurance plans, and 94% of patients pay $0 out of pocket. Meet with your dietitian online and message them anytime through the Nourish app. With hundreds of 5-star reviews from real patients, you know you're in good hands. Find your dietitian at usenourish.com. That's usenourish.com.
Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Fuck off.
Already? We just started.
Sorry,
No. We actually started at Sammy Malone's.
Yeah, so we had a chamber event before this that was just next door because we can't make they have these coffee talks.
Yeah.
Maybe Liverpool does it too.
Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's a little early for me.
Yeah, or even 10 or so, but we're working.
Okay.
You know, but this one was at night, so it worked well for us. But
Can Liverpool invite us? We'll come meet some more people there.
You can go to anything from the Liverpool Chamber.
Nice.
I'm on the marketing committee. Come to the virtual coffee talks are the first Tuesday of the month at 8. Second Tuesday of the month is in person. Third Tuesday of the month is lunch. Today was at the Methodist Church with Bagelicious.
We'll have to go when you're there, because we don't know anybody, and you can be like, all right.
yeah, it's like
I
women.
got you. Yeah.
It's like women go to the bathroom together. Shit like
Wait,
that.
we're walking to lunch together, all holding hands.
So yes, we have Emily with us.
Welcome, Emily.
Mysterious third voice. Hi, guys. Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
for coming. Can we tell people what we're drinking? Because there are some interviews that we skipped. We didn't tell people.
Yeah, so we're drinking a other half. What's this? Poetry Snaps Rice Lager.
Yeah, which I've never. Most of other half drink beers are IPAs. I'm surprised that they had a rice lager, so I wanted to pick it up.
But they do good. And Emily's got a special beer that we've never tried before.
No,
Got the grapefruit IPA, dedicated gluten-free from Ghostfish. I've never heard of it before, but it's got some bronze medals.
nice.
Have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't. I was waiting for you guys.
All right, let's
I can't
cheers.
drink alone.
Yeah, absolutely not.
She's blaming on you, Roman. Ours looks like pee. Hers looks like amber pee.
Hers looks like real
That's good.
beer.
That's dehydration pee.
Yeah.
That is. You guys are well hydrated.
That's right. Yeah.
See, I'm a little low.
So
you
that's
would
it.
know this.
Yeah.
Emily, tell us about yourself a little bit, and then we'll jump in.
Yeah, so I'm a registered dietitian. I live over in East Syracuse, New York, but my practice is entirely virtual. So I help busy professionals feel confident in their skin and in the kitchen through nutrition counseling, education, and support. We have a variety of offerings. We do one-on-one work, group work, membership. I do corporate wellness stuff, anything nutrition and health related. I get to do it, and I love doing it.
So I saw. So you part of your plan is non-exercise, or what was it? Some I thought I saw diet. What is that?
Non-diet approach.
Yeah. See what the fuck, Rome? I told you.
Oh, no exercise.
No,
what are you
I
talking
went
about?
on 2 walks today. Exercise is a good thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No,
non-diet. Sorry.
So I had an eating disorder. It's a sad thing, but it's good now. You know, I'm through it. When I was in high school, and what I was kind of surrounded with was like diet culture and like, you can't have this and you can't have that. And I put those limits on myself. And now through my recovery and then my schooling to become a registered dietitian, I help people break away from those dieting behaviors, because let's be honest, like, you don't have to feel guilt about anything. Food has no moral worth. Like beer tastes good, but it's not a good or bad thing. We have to look at it more from like, is this helping me with my goals? Is it holding me back? Or is it just something that I want to do? Like, I pay attention to my health and nutrition, but I still drink. I was out for St. Patrick's Day this weekend.
To all you beer drinkers, you are saved.
You are nutritious.
I tell people, like, the only thing I'm going to tell you that you can't have is things you're allergic to, things that have gone bad or fallen on the floor, or things that are like, you just don't like. Like, why are you eating them anyways?
Yep.
Right. Is it because of pressure?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if a kid doesn't want to eat vegetables and parents are like, eat vegetables, they're good for you. What are you supposed to do?
I keep introducing them in different ways. So like kids are picky and they have to see things like 9 to 12 times according to the research. So just keep giving it to them and give it to them in different ways. So like they may not want the steamed version, but they like the version that has butter and Parmesan cheese on it.
Yeah.
You work with different ages?
I work all over the spectrum. So I do have some teenage clients. If I'm working with younger kids, I have their parents on the calls with them. But for the most part, I'd say they're people between like 35 and 65 that I work with, men and women.
And businesses or personal, anything.
Businesses. I come in and do lunch and learns for people. And my whole approach, like we said, it's that non-diet. So I'm not going to take things away. It's more like, let's level the nutrition playing field because none of us were taught nutrition in school. Research shows that that's dropping like from 4 hours to like 2 hours a year. And so with the obesity epidemic and the diabetes epidemic and all of those things, like we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot where we really do need to build that nutrition foundation. My grandparents were products of the Depression. My dad jokes all the time that my grandmother would feed the four of them off of like a 4-ounce chicken breast. So it was like, eat what's on your plate, finish your plate, clean plate club. Yeah. And that's just because they grew up with that. My mom's one of 5. Like there wasn't a lot of food for 5 kids around.
Yeah.
And so like we kind of distort that into like, oh, now I overeat and my overeating is that normally full feeling, and that's just not it.
I grew up in a family where we didn't have a lot of money or food, so it's always like eat till your plate is clean, right? And then so there was a lot of guilt as I got older, like leaving food behind.
Yep.
But I think over time as I matured, that has changed, and I tried to teach my son. Not so much like finish everything on your plate, but like don't waste food.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach him not to
take
waste
what
food.
you can eat.
Right,
Yeah. We were at a Brazilian restaurant just the other day, and you know how they keep bringing that meat, right?
Never ending.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want 2 more." I'm like, "You have so much meat on your plate."
Right.
Not yet. If you finish that, then you can ask for more.
Right.
I'm happy to sit here longer. And sure thing, he never finishes food. I have to be the one who finishes. And then so it's like that. What do they say? Eyes are bigger than your stomach, right?
And we eat with our eyes first.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, all of this stuff looks good. And I fill up my whole plate. And then you walk away from dinner being like, oh my God, I'm uncomfortably full. Like I can't, like I didn't stop eating.
Yeah.
We were in Salem one time, my husband and I visiting his
Massachusetts?
sister. Yeah.
Oh, I used to live there.
So we went to, it was some Mexican restaurant. I don't remember the name of it. But we like all split these nachos for dinner. And then my husband got this huge burrito. He made us walk around Salem for an hour and a half after dinner because he's like, I'm going to be sick if I sit in a car. And I'm like, I told you to stop at half. Come on.
Yeah.
He's trying to work it out on the back end. He's like, no, spend enough time walking around. It's going to drop out.
You guys go to Boston often, or how did you guys end up in Salem?
So his sister lives outside of Boston.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. His sister just graduated jewelry school. Like
Okay.
She's a gemologist?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
It's so cool.
Yep.
It's like she went to like the oldest trade school in the U.S. It's in the North End.
That's phenomenal.
So we went out to visit her, and one of my friends was living out there at a time. And we're actually going out there in a couple weeks too.
I used to work in North End. I actually used to work right next door to Paul Revere's house.
So the school is right next to it. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
And it's funny because I worked for 3 years next to Paul Revere's house, and I've never went in to check it out. Then I move here.
Yeah.
We go with our friends to Boston, and we go as tourists to Paul Revere's house.
That makes sense. You have like the tourist checklist.
Yeah, like I worked next door for 3 years. I've never been here.
Well, it's like we've gone to New York City so many times, like with my family. That was something we did a lot when I was growing up, just because it's fun. And I remember going to some of the restaurants, and my parents were talking to like the waiter of like, "Oh, did you know there's a bar in the basement of Macy's in Herald Square?" And they're like, "No, I had no idea." They're like, "I've never been to the Macy's in Herald Square." My parents like, "You live here. Like, what do you mean you've never gone there?"
Yeah.
But now I get it as an adult. It's like, yeah, I don't really want to go there either.
Yeah.
At least you're safer in Boston, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a speakeasy here downtown Syracuse.
Which one?
I knew you were going to ask me, and I wasn't ready.
The Fitz is with Oh My Darling. But
Oh My Darling.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
That's the one.
That's a cool one. I like
That's
that
the one
a
I
lot.
was. Yeah, because we had dinner at Oh My Darling, and then we went downstairs and with friends, and friends of theirs had a live band. They were playing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's a cool spot down
it
there.
is a really cool spot, and like the weird elevator they have there. Have you? Did you see it?
No.
There's like this
You were
elevator
hammered.
that
You
used
didn't
to.
see it.
Probably.
Probably. Good chance.
That was pretty quick too.
Probably.
Yeah, that there's a. I mean, it's not functional elevator now, but it's like they decorated with a couple of chairs.
Oh.
But it used to be operational. Like back then, they used to use it.
I don't remember seeing that. Maybe it was because I had too many drinks that night. I know we went down there. We looked at it.
When you come down the stairs,
Yeah.
before you go into the bar area, it's to your left.
Oh, so keep going straight, basically.
Yeah,
It's
like,
in the men's. It's in the men's room.
Okay.
no wonder you didn't see it.
That makes sense. I just remember going down there touring it to be like a possible spot for our like rehearsal dinner before we got married.
Okay.
And my father-in-law is claustrophobic.
Oh.
So like we were looking at it and he's just like, oh my God, it's getting hot down here.
The ceilings are low.
Yeah. And he's not tall either. He's like 5'6", and he's like, I don't know if I could do this. I'm like, great, that's fine.
That's out. So you work with different ages. So you would work with individuals to put together like a meal plans, or?
So I don't like meal plans because you're going to hate what I put on there. You're going to be like, I don't want to eat salmon for the third day in a row.
I'm going to have to confess to something after we're done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm concerned.
Hey, I want to leave the room if that's going to happen.
No, you know about it.
I don't know. I don't know your bullshit.
Well, hold on. All right, I'll get right into it.
Yeah.
I subscribe to meal plan, like the meals that deliver to your house.
Oh, okay.
And so it's specific proportion, specific diet, and I've lost some weight. So end of this month, I'm training for marathon.
Cool.
One and only. That's it.
That's what he said. The half marathon of Boston.
Well, I've only done one half marathon. I'm not doing it again.
No, he's doing 2 of them.
So yeah. Is the next one a half or a full?
Full.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Well, that's the one in DC.
No, maybe I can watch that on TV.
All right. I thought you were coming
Watch
to
the
some.
live stats.
Yeah, can you wear a GoPro? Wear a GoPro and I'll watch it on my phone.
That's extra weight.
That would be
the bar.
disorienting.
From the
oh
bar.
my God.
So I'm end of this month. I'm starting my training for marathon, and I've been doing these meal plans for. You might know the company PLN.
Yeah. Yep.
We interviewed Raisa, who's the owner. So I started her program, and before Thanksgiving, I went from 214 pounds to 198.
Okay.
And I maintained it. Of course, Thanksgiving ruins everything.
Yeah, not this.
Holiday of beige food.
Except good
this,
food.
right?
Except good food. So then I gained back up. So now I'm working back on losing weight. So that's the meal program I'm doing. So I don't know how different that is from what you work with.
It's similar. That's similar like factor meals too, where it's kind of mail order and you can say, these are the foods that I want and it sends, you know, the nutrition. My goal with our clients is to let you be independent. I want you to graduate. I don't want you to be a client of mine forever, which sounds like a horrible business strategy, but that means I'm not doing my job if you're a client of ours forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So rather than just giving you the meal plan and say, here, follow this, like, because then you wouldn't be sitting here drinking beers. Like, that's not going to be on my meal plan.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be going out to eat on the weekends with your family. It's more so helping you build that nutrition foundation so that you feel confident in any eating situation that you can say, I can put together a healthy, balanced meal that's going to help me reach my goals.
I see.
And you also formulate some sort of exercise plan.
Yeah, I can help them with that. I had my certification as a personal trainer. I let it lapse because I really wasn't using it. But I can help as far as
you still have knowledge in it. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
I can't like write you a program officially.
Yeah.
I could under the table.
Allegedly she
I
can.
may or may not be able to write you a program, not according to the current accreditation.
Just
I might have.
officially.
Just sign Roman's name to it.
Yeah, exactly.
AutoPen.
Auto pen?
Yeah, you heard the whole problem with AutoPen?
No.
Oh, we'll talk about it later. It's a government thing.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about now.
I don't know it.
All this, but Biden signs all these pardons, and he's using the AutoPen, and now they're saying that it's not. It doesn't. They're not in effect. It's bullshit because he didn't know what he was signing. He didn't sign it.
Wait, what's auto pen?
It's
Like Adobe sign, basically.
So AutoPen, you can have your signature, however you do your signature, right? And then they can put it on this little computer apparatus disc or card where you put it in a machine, and then you click print, and then every time you click that, it's your signature. It looks like your signature, but it's not you signing it.
Oh.
So like Adobe has that
Yeah, it's-
digital signature.
Yeah.
It's like DocuSign,
Okay.
but you can insert papers what you want signed.
All right. Yeah.
Like off of.
As long as I can't, I won't go to jail. You can put my name on.
But this is what they said with Biden and the pardons. Like they're like the guy maybe wasn't right to begin with, so he doesn't know that happened, and then these things came across, and now he didn't actually sign it. So that's kind of the big stink now.
We'll know it. We'll never know.
That I did see that yesterday.
Yeah,
Now that you mentioned that,
yeah.
that was on my phone.
I'm
update.
fucking smart, Emily.
You are. You pay attention.
Sometimes. Don't let him fool you, Emily.
How's your dehydrated pea?
It's really good. I like it. It's a little bit bitey, like a grapefruit is, but not super.
But you would taste no gluten free. Like it doesn't.
No.
I mean,
How would
how do I know it's got gluten?
Do you want
in
to
it?
try it?
How would you tell? How would you tell if it's gluten free or not?
I'll drink from this side. I don't know. You bought the fucking thing.
So it says it's a gluten-free brewery. Oh, because it's made with rice. Rice and there's hops. So usually, but they added yeast.
So if this rice lager is this
Tastes
considered
just like a beer would taste.
Yeah.
Is this considered gluten free?
Yes, if it's a
If
rice.
it's a rice lager,
Oh, see, so we're all on the same
look at
page.
this.
That's fucking great.
unintentionally.
You're gluten-free. No poops tonight.
That is gluten doesn't make you poop.
No.
What?
I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna eat gluten every day of my life.
No.
Well, they just call it poop free instead of gluten free.
If you can't have gluten and then you have gluten, you're probably in the bathroom for hours.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Man, that fucking ruins everything because I thought like I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we could have called
I'd rather
it
poop again in my life.
we could have called it doo doo free.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Why call it poop free instead of gluten free? Like,
That was just made up.
but that doesn't taste any different at all.
No.
It's actually a really good beer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked out of like a private practice or maybe a hospital as a dietitian?
So I graduated from college in 2018 and I was in an accelerated program. So I did my internship in my junior and senior year. Now to be a registered dietitian, it's 4 years undergrad, 2 years master's, and then a $1,200 of unpaid internship. So it's a lot of schooling.
Right.
They specify unpaid.
Oh yeah, you don't
That's
get paid
really
for it.
weird. That's really weird.
You pay to do it. You pay $20,000 to be part of someone's internship program. Yeah. So I was in an accelerated program, and at the time, you didn't have to have your master's to sit for your RD exam because it's a national exam similar to like a doctor or a nurse would have to go through. So I graduated, sat for my exam, worked at a long-term care facility for 2.5 years, loved it, but just wasn't really like filling up my cup. And then was starting to.
Such a great way to put it. Not filling like not my cup of tea. Not
my cup of beer.
Filling up my cup.
Not my glass of beer.
I loved the residents. There was a lot of dementia residents. We had one lady, oh my gosh, she was funny. She like didn't speak in great sentences all the time. Like she told the receptionist that she took a shot of beetle cocks. I don't know what that is.
Roman had that yesterday.
We're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what's
it's
cool
it's a
nowadays?
delicatessen in Armenia.
You know what's cool nowadays? When you hear a client, patient, however you refer to them, say something weird like that,
Yeah.
have AI generate that image.
I should go home and do that.
No, it'd be like Beetlejuice with a boner.
What is she? Took a shot of what?
Beetle cocks. I don't know.
Cocks.
What, you haven't done it before?
Yeah.
But, so like I was like rolling her down the hallway one time. I was like, let's go look at the fish. And she was just like, okay, off in her own little world. And then all of a sudden she goes, all right, she's staring at this fish tank. All right, I'm only going to do this once. I'm only going to do this once. Are you ready? She pulls her shirt up, not wearing her bra, and goes, woo!
She flashed the fish tank?
She flashed the fish.
Nemo was like,
Pull your shirt down. Don is coming down the hallway.
Good for her. She's having fun.
I died. I was like, is this real life?
That's what gluten-free beer does to you.
She saw clownfish and she's like, Nemo.
Yeah, but except like one eye was crooked. She's going in circles.
The entire time. I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm like, oh, well, you've done that before, huh?
Right. It's the first time. But, you know, so it's fun to have fun like that. You know, you run into these situations and I wouldn't be there. I want to be in the fish tank.
You would be- oh, I don't know.
She was like 95.
Yeah.
They need love too.
We here, so we have all sorts of guests, okay? And they would always have funny stories. Either it's patients, clients, customers, whatever. They would have the funniest stories, and I love hearing these kind of stories because it's unintentional, but it's good humor.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's something where like, you know, she didn't find it offensive. She was laughing about it. Like she thought it was great, you know?
It's
funny
good to
'cause
have fun at work.
It's something.
Absolutely.
It's something I wanted to ask you later on, like if you had any clients with like a funny story. You already mentioned it.
Oh,
We just started.
I've got another one.
Oh, please share.
There's a way that like I teach our clients to set up their plate. And I say like, we're looking for protein, carb, and color, PCC. So I was educating this client on like, okay, color, fruits and vegetables. And we're like, all right, like let's set some goals, you know, for the next appointment. He's like, I'm going to eat more color. I was like, okay, great. Came back the next week and he goes, I ate more color. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. What did you have? I ordered a shamrock shake. And I'm like, he was dead serious. I'm like, seriously?
He's probably been on this podcast.
I was like, that's not the color we're looking for.
So when you do this, you sort of, do you do, what was it before? What is it when they do skin? Jesus Christ, sorry. It's when how much body fat you have?
Yeah, the skin calipers.
Yeah. I'm doing this like I'm a fucking lobster. Like
they do pinch you. They do pinch you.
Well, I did this in wrestling, so I couldn't remember. But yeah, so I mean, how do you figure out what people?
So I don't do it because my practice is all virtual. So I don't see anybody in person. I see you usually from the waist up, or if I run into you, in the community.
Okay, so I'm familiar with that. Yeah. I know someone who's done this. Not program with you, but from the waist up, right?
Yeah. So I can kind of tell, and they can tell me too, or they've sent pictures of themselves or anything. So I don't have any of that technology, but a lot of them are already active individuals where that might be available at a gym, whether it be a BIA machine, the InBody, or if they have other, modalities.
Did you just burp?
I did.
God, Roman, you guys are like spirit animals.
You beat me. I'm the burper.
Carbonation gets me.
I know, right?
So the nutrition piece.
Yeah.
How do you know what to assign someone or how you're working this out if you're not doing that physical?
So we start with like a full nutrition assessment. I have them fill out this form that goes over health and nutrition history. I ask about like, what's your most recent weight? What's your weight 1 year ago? What's the highest weight you've been at? What health or medical concerns you have? What's your relationship with food like? Are you someone who like can't put down the sugar? Are you a late night eater? Are you a binge eater? Like giving me some better idea of what's going on. And then I also have them keep track of 3 days worth of their food intake, 2 weekdays and 1 weekend day. And that gives me a better idea of where we're starting from. And I will say that every single client, don't change anything. I know that you want to because you're like, I'm working with a dietitian now. I can make these changes. I don't care if you can eat salads all day long, but if you're not doing that already, please don't start. Like, that's great. I'm sure you could, but like, you don't eat that way. I know that you don't eat that way.
Yep. Yeah, because otherwise they wouldn't come see you.
Right.
I see.
But even you're missing stuff too if you're just having a salad.
Right. So it's not healthy.
Right.
So if sorry, Roman, I don't know if you were saying, is there a way to do nutrition, help people through blood work?
Absolutely.
So I've seen and I've heard of that. I've never had to do it, but I think like, everybody's different. Like you can have all the meat you want and I can have all the beer I want and you can't have any meat or beer, but you can have tacos. Like, I mean, is that the way it is?
So,
something with your physiology?
Everyone's a little bit
physiology,
different.
big
words.
I was about to correct you.
Do you watch Severance?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Milchick. Come on.
Right.
Too many big words.
Sorry, Rome. That's what we get.
I'm out.
P means dehydrated pee.
And was like, what did I walk into?
Yeah, she's like, fuck, I'm going to need therapy after this.
My husband's like, what's a podcast? And I was like, I think we're just chatting. Like, I'm hanging out.
That's it.
And your husband's welcome.
He can come next time.
Yeah.
So back to the blood work thing. There's that you can tell what, like, because everybody's different. Like, maybe I'm better with apples than you are, but you're better with oranges and you're better with bananas. I don't know.
So I can't order that blood work. The only person that can order that blood work is a physician.
So I guess I didn't mean that you could do that.
Oh, yeah, but we can figure it out. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I was working with a client this morning who's been having a lot of GI issues, a lot of like gas, bloating, like diarrhea, not feeling super great.
He always points at me. It's never true. Anything someone says something, he always points at me. So,
exactly. You want to see a real man? And I point at him, and it's not true.
You sound like just a politician.
Auto pen. Sorry, Emily.
Sorry, Emily.
But we were going through her food log, and she was saying like, "Oh, after I have these things," so we were able to pinpoint so far that fresh garlic causes a lot of issues for her. Onions, horrible.
Onions are the worst food ever.
And if you have, like for many people, if you have a crap ton of broccoli, you're like, I feel gassy and bloated. So we can start to pinpoint just by like you telling me these symptoms, and we can do a elimination diet to figure out what's causing.
But the blood work will tell you this or no?
Not always.
Okay.
So the blood work is going to tell you if you have a lactose issue or if you have a gluten issue.
I see.
They can test that. Your blood work will tell you if your cholesterol is elevated, if your triglycerides are elevated, if you have diabetes. Like it tells you all of that stuff. But sometimes you can have all of these foods, but you just kind of feel meh after having it.
Right.
Where you might be able to say like, all right, like let's figure out what's causing this. And then if we like isolate it, are you still getting that issue? And then say like, all right, well, maybe we only have, ground garlic instead of doing, pieces of garlic on your toast.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone who works with you, can they go to their primary physician and say, could you do a blood work test for me for my nutritionist.
Absolutely.
And that can be done.
Yeah.
For that specific reason.
Yeah. And I'll tell them too, like, I want you to get your vitamin D checked because we live in upstate New York. Everyone is vitamin D deficient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want you to check your lipid panel, your complete metabolic panel. So that's going to be the electrolytes. It's going to be your glucose. It's going to look at kidney function. Let's look at your complete blood count. You know, maybe we're looking at B12 levels.
Oh, your LDL and all those other bullshit. Yeah.
Yep. Those are all in the lipids. Just to kind of say, like, all right, where are we starting from? And then to also be able to track progress too throughout our times together.
Mm-hmm. When we were the whole world was going through a COVID epidemic, my wife and I started taking vitamin Ds, multivitamins.
How you like the vitamin D, Roman?
Delicious.
He takes it daily.
Yeah, that's right.
D's for delicious.
No, it's not in my book.
I know where your mind's going.
Like, I hear her chuckling.
I know right where you're going.
Perfect. Because he doesn't always know. He's like,
yeah. But it was vitamin D, vitamin C, separately from multivitamins, and we were taking like airborne.
So research shows that mega doses of vitamin C don't do anything when you're starting to get sick. They're better. Vitamin C is better to have consistently throughout your diet to help with improving your immunity. Zinc is actually better when you start to get sick to help with improving immunity.
Yeah, I guess what we were taking is more like preventative.
Yeah.
Like more just like keep it, vitamin D was important.
Well, vitamin D, most people should be supplementing vitamin D. It's more so vitamin C. So vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin.
Okay.
Your body only takes what you need and you pee out the rest. So like airborne is like 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C.
So you're just pissing out most of it.
You guys only need 90 milligrams.
Right.
That's
You
it.
guys like guys?
Yeah.
So girls are different?
Girls need 75.
Yeah, because they're more expensive.
We are. But we need less.
No, less.
No, it's a refund.
Responded.
It's a refund. It's a refund. I mean, I already had the answer in my head before you said anything, so like it just spits shit out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Fucking rice lager.
Emily walked right into that.
It's a refund. That's all.
A refund, yeah. Mail that in. But, yeah, so I mean, we were just trying to. My wife is a family physician. We were just trying to compensate. It was winter time too. Like we were trying to, of course, vitamin D deficiency.
Yep.
And I went to see my doctor, and till this day, vitamin D deficiency, right? So like I'm taking more vitamin D just to bring that back. But I wanted to kind of segue into what are your thoughts into supplements? Like, as a dietitian and you help people with meals and eat properly, what are your thoughts on supplements? Like things that people can take to either, say, I'm an athlete, for example, and I'm taking supplements because of a specific goal.
Yep.
Like, how do you work supplements with diet together?
So sorry, yeah, in that, but so are you a nutritionist or a dietitian or both?
So every dietitian is a nutritionist. Not every nutritionist is a dietitian. I'm a registered dietitian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means like I've gone, like anyone can call themselves a nutritionist. I've spent thousands, tens of thousands, probably $100,000 worth of schooling for it. It's more regulated.
Sure.
And the whole, like the reason why we have the registration is because our job is to take science and help people translate it to their own lives. I'm not an agenda pusher.
Okay.
So
To be clear, dietitian is more regulated.
yes,
not nutritionist.
registered dietitian.
Okay.
You
She's
guys-
the real deal. You're the real deal.
Yeah. You guys could call yourself nutritionist. There's no terms.
That's the only nutrition we know.
Yeah.
Beer.
You're a beer nutritionist.
No,
Yeah.
fuck off, man. I'm
Beer
really good at other
nutritionist.
stuff. Yeah.
I just gave myself a certificate of nutritionist.
You gave it to yourself.
Why not?
Well, this is a partnership. What do I get?
I Googled it. I can print it.
Hang it on the wall.
AI, GPT create a certificate. Beer nutritionist.
So yeah.
Patent it.
So with this supplements are meant to supplement a healthy diet, not to replace things. So like that's another thing that a registered dietitian can do is help you to decide what that supplement regimen should look like. So like especially with our athlete clients, I might be recommending to them collagen if they're having more joint pain issues. So research shows that collagen is actually better for joint pain than it is for skin, hair, and nails. So taking collagen prior to exercise, if you get a lot of pain, in your knees when you're running, that might help with taking it ahead
What
of
if you
time.
wake up with it? Like I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck happened? My
That's called
joints are sore.
inflammation
Yeah.
and stress.
Like from beer?
Probably. That's part of
Fuck,
it.
this is bad.
It's like
But
a gouge.
collagen wouldn't help me?
Collagen might, like it might, especially if you're active, if you're on your feet every day, you know, if you're like standing on like concrete surfaces, it's not going to hurt to take it.
Because it's just like really in the last week or so, I'm like, what the fuck? Like my dog sleeps. I'm like, I didn't move and I'm stuck in one position. But
when I did that half marathon, my knees were buckling.
You had those compression sleeves for your legs, right?
A friend of mine, Therabody.
Yes. Yep.
He had those boots you put on.
Those are nice.
From your feet all the way to your like hips.
Yeah.
I had to borrow from him and just do to get the blood flow circulate, because I know in your knees there's a very poor blood circulation, and it was like a recovery exercise. It helped me to like following day to be able to drive to walk.
Yeah.
But
it's a burp.
Part of that.
Welcome to the club.
Sometimes I let out like a dragon.
It's like 1 degree away from fire.
Just being respectful right now. But it's my fault. So when I talk about this, half marathon is probably not as bad as I make it sound like. I did not train properly for it. I lack of training, if I may. And it's a lesson I've learned. Now I'm actually going to do like a 6-month training for a full marathon.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get hurt.
Yep.
And I wanted to ask, when you were talking about sore knees and how diet can help, have you ever worked with physical therapists?
Yeah.
Who work with athletes that need proper diet, that you could maybe collaborate and work with them to create those diets for
yes. So I recently got connected with Dr. Tom Woznicka, who is a physical therapist. He has a location out of Cicero Twin Rings.
Okay.
So he is all focused on like the rehab and rebuild and kind of like helping you build back. So like I've been able to send clients to him. You know, he's been able to refer clients to me. Where absolutely, it's a big piece of it. You can't out diet, or you can't out exercise a bad diet. You know, and there are things too that are going to help you with recovery. So if you get a lot of muscle soreness after exercise, you could do 4 ounces of tart cherry juice before bed. And that's been shown to help with reducing delayed onset muscle soreness, which is DOMS.
Are you open to work with more physical therapists?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have a really a close friend who is a physical therapist, and his physical therapy is actually very special for Central New York. What he does is very unique to what I have seen to other physical therapist practices, and he can analyze individual athletes and be able to determine what they need for their progress in that sport, and where their weaknesses are and what to work on.
That's really cool.
So he can analyze, say, basketball players, volleyball players, swimmers, football players, runners, or somebody's training for triathlon or anything like that. And he even can put together like a program.
Wow.
So maybe he's somebody, after the show, we can talk about it. I can get you in touch with. You guys can work with more clients together. Because I think diet is so important. Like we eat so much bad food nowadays. I want to kind of segue into that with you, if it's okay.
No, it's not okay. She's going to tell you.
Stop it.
Can you over supplement?
Yes.
You can, like detrimentally?
Absolutely. So there's the fat soluble vitamins, and then there's the water soluble vitamins, and like too much of the fat soluble vitamins, there are toxic upper limits. Like you can have too much vitamin D, you can have too much vitamin A, your skin starts to turn, red, orange. If you have too much selenium, your skin starts to like slide off. So absolutely. And then the hard part is like vitamins might be a little bit more regulated, or usually they're kind of third-party tested. When you get Joe Schmo's energy boosting formula with a proprietary blend, you have no idea what's in there.
But they're not regulated.
Exactly. They're not regulated.
Yeah.
So you have no idea.
So you walk into like GNC, a lot of the stuff is not regulated by FDA, correct?
Unless they have, no, it's not regulated at all by the FDA.
Right.
Unless there's been a complaint against them to say like, oh, I've had this side effect since taking this, then they might investigate them further. I tell clients to look for the NSF logo. Usually, if it's been third-party tested and approved for purity and potency, they will wear that as a badge of honor because it's showing like we've went that extra mile to make sure that what we're having is
if
good.
it's NSF proof.
Yes,
And
NSF.
what does NSF stand for?
I'm not good with acronyms.
Okay, we'll look it up.
But it's like another regulating body. So it's a third party testing lab, and it's like NSF it's just like blue and white logo on it.
We'll call it like National Supplement Foundation.
It might be.
There you
That
go.
sounds good.
Boom.
Yeah. That's not what I would have come up with.
Okay. Of course you wouldn't.
No, but I'm not going
But,
to share with you guys. Fuck it, I'm going to share with you.
What I was segueing into is how many people have concern of where their food is coming from and how healthy it is for them to eat.
People are waking up to that. I feel like people are more so like, oh, okay, like I'm now seeing that when I have these chips for lunch that like I don't really feel great after I have it.
Yeah.
Or if I have like just a carbohydrate at dinner, I'm only having pasta, I'm not sleeping well overnight because my blood sugar level is spiking and it's a harder time to fall asleep, stay asleep. I'm tossing and turning constantly. So I think people are starting to realize like, oh yeah, like that frozen food, like I'm really bloated after I have that. I don't feel great.
And sleep is a big indicator, right? Of
Absolutely.
a big clue.
Yeah.
As to what is going on with your
But
diet.
sleep is also affected by anxiety. I have that issue.
Yep.
Workload, anxiety. I can't fall asleep.
I have a problem staying asleep. I don't have a problem falling asleep.
Do you eat close to bed?
No.
Okay. So like what they say for like better sleep hygiene is no caffeine within 10 hours. Don't eat within 3 hours, especially if you have GERD.
No caffeine within 10 hours?
If you're sensitive to caffeine, yeah.
Oh, you're sensitive. Your skin's very supple and stuff.
I mean, I'm sensitive. I cry all the time when I watch sad movies.
Yeah. like Goonies or
I'm
something.
a Scorpio. I can't help it. Anything is sad to me.
Oh, God.
Goonies.
I don't know. This is a whole
I've never
different.
seen Goonies.
Really?
What? It's
I
like the.
know.
No, get out.
Oh, yes. Podcast over. Boop. Cut. Isn't it like the 30-year anniversary this year or something?
40-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 28, so maybe that's why.
All right. You and your husband have to watch the Goonies. My son's seen it twice already.
It's pretty
12.
good. Yeah.
I've heard of it, and I've always, I get the quote of like, Goonies never say die, but I don't really know what else they're doing on there.
Booby traps. Booby traps. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Or the jiggle dance.
Yeah. Shuffle, shuffle.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
There you go.
There was a sandwich place. I went to school in Scranton, Pennsylvania. There was a sandwich place that has a sandwich on the menu called the Truffle Shuffle.
Did you go to Marywood?
Yeah.
Oh, so my brother went to Marywood.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 47, so he's older than you.
Yeah.
But like, it's he went there he got a baseball scholarship, but he went there because it was like the second year of not being all women.
Yep.
So it was like a 7-to-1 girl to guy ratio.
Oh yeah.
So
I think when I was there, it was like 7-3.
Yeah.
6.
it's all right down there. It's a little different.
I loved it.
Yeah, but everything's there. It's like boom,
Well, I went to Bishop Ludden for high school.
Okay.
I graduated with 58, and then before that, I went to St. Margaret's. I graduated with 26.
Yeah.
So I had always been in small schools, and I had looked at other schools too, but like Marywood just felt like home.
And it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right from here. Yeah.
Straight shot.
Nice thing about small school environment is how much more attention you get from your teacher or instructors. Being in martial arts for many years, anytime there's a large classroom, it's hard to get attention from your instructor. Yep. So you'll have like higher ranked martial artists that kind of fill in those spots. And I always I've done a lot of private lessons and stuff like that. But anytime I was in school and I had a small class, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I loved it because I feel like it's an awesome environment, collaboration with students. And a good ratio between students and an instructor.
Yep.
I
loved it.
And I feel like maybe they should do that. Like anytime there's a large classroom, like especially colleges, I mean, there's like an auditorium full of fucking students. It needs to be kind of broken down a little bit into smaller groups. It's just too much information, too many brains processing that information. There's a lot of questions that are occurring from that.
Well, and I can imagine, like, my largest class was 40 people. Like, I think we had like 450 kids in my graduating class at Marywood. So it's a small school, and like it prides itself on that. But I can't imagine sitting in, let's say, an anatomy and physiology lecture with like 300 other people and feeling like, do I feel safe enough to like ask a question right now? Probably not, because I'm going to sound dumb.
Right.
Yeah, and that's large groups create that environment where you're like feeling uncomfortable, uncertain.
The personalization is gone.
Yeah. But that's cool. I wanted to take a quick break, if that's okay.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned, and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Aloe, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
We're back. So, Emily, we were talking about how people are waking up to how food is being processed and what people are eating. Can you give us a little bit more of like your thought about that?
So all of our food has to be processed. There's nothing that we're taking out of the ground or off the farm and just like stuffing into our mouths. Like you have to clean off the potato. You know, there's some processing that's happening to apples. So with that sort of processing, we do lose a little bit of the nutrient profile. But I think we're starting to realize that there are highly processed foods that are a lot of those things that are just like ready to eat, where yes, they are quick and convenient, but we don't always feel really great from when we have those things. And they're not going to be as nutrient dense. They're more energy dense. So I think people are starting to shift of like, all right, but I really like the Oreos, but how can I make that part of my healthy diet? And how can I, make my breakfast sandwich from scratch rather than getting a frozen one that's ready to go, just to have, some of that variety. And then I'm going to have my Oreos with my lunch, but I'm having a salad with chicken and quinoa.
Right.
So I think we're becoming more literate of where our food's coming from and what's in our food.
Which is long overdue for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, our country is based on when you can buy, first of all, a shitty food at a fast food restaurant, and then you can supersize it for like $1 more.
Yeah.
I mean, people do that. It's so unhealthy.
I love that movie, Super Size Me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
That guy died.
Yeah. Did he die?
Really?
Yeah, Morgan Spurlock died. I think that was
I
his
didn't know
name.
that.
I didn't know he died. Yeah.
Probably that 1 month of supersizing.
That's probably what it is, yeah. More beer, buddy.
Yeah. He should have got in touch with you.
Seriously.
Yeah. I didn't know he died, yeah. But that's the problem. Like everybody, so first of all, everything in America is in a rush. Other countries, Europe, they're not. But then everything, is a value. If I can get this for $4, but I can get this for $6, and it's really unhealthy, I'm buying the $6 shit.
Right.
And that's the problem with people. And I hope, like you said, that it's turning around and people are starting to realize that it's not good.
Yeah, it's like convenience and unhealthy food is cheap.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where the nutrition education piece comes in. Like if we had that nutrition education, we would understand that like the potato chips taste really good. And I love potato chips. I love fries. I love pizza. Literally my favorite foods. Ranch dressing, give it to me in a bottle and I will drink it.
But in moderation, for sure.
In moderation.
Yeah.
But I think when we're starting to realize like, okay, I'm having that stuff and like, I don't really feel great after I have it. Or let's say like I'm having the potato chips and I like, Lay's tagline for the longest time was you can't have just one or bet you can't have just one. That's because they're formulated so that you don't have just one. They're formulated so your mouth is saying like, oh, I'm getting a lot of nutrition here. And then it's coming into your stomach and your stomach's like, all right, that was really small. I really didn't get that much out of it. And we can't stop eating them because we get that signal sent back of like, just keep going. Like I'm not there yet. I'm not full yet.
Do you think people get like a dopamine reaction from foods?
Absolutely.
They do. So
Absolutely.
There's addiction.
Yeah. So we have like all of those neural pathways get kind of like tied together. Think about it like autopilot. When you're driving and you're like, oh, I don't know why I got off there or where the heck am I going right now? Your brain is starting
all the time.
Yeah. Your brain is starting to take over for you and say like, I've been in this position for, I know what happens. Like we had a client a couple years ago. She had 4 daughters. The youngest were twins under the age of 7. The twins were 2. Stressful putting 4 daughters under the age of 7 to bed.
Just having one daughter is fucking stressful.
Right. So she was putting the kids to bed and found every single night she'd end up in the pantry. And she's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. She's like, I'm not hungry. I had dinner an hour before, but she had done that so many times that that was stressful. I deserve something or I need something right now. And we're not going off of those hunger and fullness cues. We're kind of just like, that sounds really good. I'm going to do that. Yep. Rather than having that conversation with ourselves of like, all right, I really want X, Y, and Z, but I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to eat it.
Right.
I have a confession about that.
Oh, God, another one.
So when I watch shows late at night, so like my wife and I were busy. We have a kid, people have that.
You didn't hear that.
That's it's the same can. That's the family lifestyles, right? Yeah. And then you get to have time with your spouse to decompress at the end of the day. Say you and your husband are busy all day, and then you're like, all right, we got some time to catch up on some episodes, right? At night before bed. I feel like I need to eat something. Like I feel like there's this drive. Like I need a drink. I need a snack.
That's the habit. Like that's the habit that you have found yourself in, which is why you get those like cravings for it. So sit on the other side of the couch. Go watch TV in bed. That's how you can break it.
Just change something.
I'm afraid to have a TV in the bedroom. So like Okay. So we have a TV in the bedroom because I just don't know where else to put this TV I got for free.
But we don't problems
in the bathroom. You put it in the bathroom,
but we don't watch it.
Yeah,
I think that TV we've had for over a year. We watched it twice, but I don't like the idea of. I personally, for my lifestyle, I don't want to watch TV in the bedroom.
Which it's going to impact sleep. So I commend you on that. That's great. Yeah.
But like we'll watch TV in the family room, and then when it's done, we're done. Walk the dogs or take the dogs out and go to bed. Okay. But during the time where we're sitting down and watching, I want a snack. So I've learned to supplement unhealthy snack with maybe carrots with hummus. Yeah. Or just to keep myself busy, I'll eat a little bit of sunflower seeds. Okay. Like something like that. Or just...
where it's more nutrient dense. Yeah.
Or like glass of water. So like I'll just take a sip of water. So I've been doing that. So have you worked with clients that dealing with that kind of issue? Like what do you recommend?
Well, and if you're something where it's like that's a connection point for us. Like we make popcorn in our popcorn maker every single night. And that's something that I look forward to. I'm not going to take that away from you. Like that would be just mean. So you
work like around people's habits.
Yeah.
But
helping them change those habits. Okay. So like maybe it's stress eating that if you're like, I'm eating, 3 bowls of ice cream or an entire pint of ice cream, every single night at the end of the day, probably don't need that. You're just doing it out of habit where we can change that situation, like swapping sides of the couch, sitting in another chair, going outside, getting some fresh air, like having a fire or something like that. But if you're like, I need to have something, like I'm actually physically hungry, we'll figure it out.
You should start smoking.
I quit smoking. Yeah, what's your work around that habit?
I don't recommend that.
I quit smoking 2006. That's when I quit smoking.
You were like 4.
Yeah, sure.
I was 10.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I quit smoking in 2006, and I quit cold turkey, and because of my wife.
Good for you.
It was tough. Yeah. But never felt better.
But it's the same thing too for like eating for people. And I was listening to a podcast that was talking about how like the craving cycle for cigarettes is very similar to food. Like it's all feeling uphill. And like you get to that point where like, if I don't have a cigarette, I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. And then you get over that crest and you're like, oh, okay, I'm feeling good. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes with people with cravings with food, like give it 15 minutes, then come back. Like if you still want it, then eat it. Don't try to make a healthier substitute of like, I really want cake. I have cake here. I'm going to make, yogurt with pudding mix in it and it'll taste just like it. You're not going to be satisfied. I'd rather you just have the piece of cake and shut up.
But even the mental and emotional piece, after you've gotten over that, you're like, I did it.
Yeah.
It was success and
right.
I can still do it moving forward now.
Yeah. I completely forgot about it.
Yep. Yeah. I probably depends on people's like situation and environment. Mm-hmm. When I did full-time hands-on construction business, run a crew, constantly on the road, constantly out, get up in the morning. I didn't have time for breakfast. I'm out. I had a habit of stopping at Dunkin' and getting coffee. I would have like 4 or 5 stops per day at Dunkin'.
Let's talk about that, Roman, because we are here, me and Emily, to offer you some help. How much money did you spend at Dunkin' Donuts last year, Roman?
Ooh.
A year before that, I can tell you $7,000.
See, that's a problem, Emily. Right? We don't spend that on beer, and he spent that on coffee.
What are you buying?
Dunkin' Donuts. He bought a franchise. He bought a franchise.
Might as well at that
It was a down
Wait,
point of
to be
franchise.
fair, I've often would buy stuff for the guys that are working on the
Okay.
job site.
Yeah, me too.
I would bring I would bring sandwiches or coffee for the guys, and sometimes I'll have 5, 6 guys working at the job site, and I'd always offer like, "Oh, what do you guys want? I'll go get it," or I'll just show up with bucks of coffee and
Well, even at 50%, you're still spending $3,500 on yourself.
yeah.
You fat fuck.
I mean, 365 days a year, it adds up. So what I was trying to say, since I've cut back from that and I've been more on behind the scenes and being more involved in real estate business, I eat more at home. I'll just have a cup of coffee at home, and I would just like, I'll have that urge to stop at Dunkin', but I'm like, no, I'll just wait till lunchtime. And
But you find you're less stressed, so maybe you're not going and doing those things?
different stress, like work stress, and that's what usually keeps me up late at night. And sometimes I'm just tossing and turning. It's like next thing you know, it's like 3:30 in the morning. I can't fall asleep.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And then I'm like, oh,
You don't
I gotta
wanna-
wake
you
up
like-
in 2 hours.
You know, you can't sleep, but you don't want to look at your clock.
Right. You're like, I know it's not early
Yeah.
enough yet.
Like when you're in school, like you know, you could always sleep better if you when you know your clock was, if you knew your clock wasn't going off, but then as soon as you know it's going to go off, you can't sleep better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, ugh.
I still get that when I had like set an alarm.
Because you're
I'm
thinking
like,
of the following
did I
day.
set an alarm or not set an alarm? But
Yeah.
I know that I set
Right.
an alarm. But every single time, like, did I do it?
yeah, now I don't want to sleep through it. And you're like,
Exactly.
oh my God.
I'm up every hour.
Yeah.
Do you snooze?
I do not snooze.
Do you snooze, Emily?
I'm bad.
Yeah, I snooze.
A lot. My husband's like, stop setting the alarm. Like this morning, I set it for 6:45. I didn't get out of bed until 7:30.
Yeah.
That was what, 7 snoozes?
Oh my God. no.
My snooze are
7 snoozes.
I know. I can't get up in the morning.
But that's not even good sleep in between those
no,
7
it's
snoozes.
not. But I'm comfortable.
it's interrupted. It's interrupted sleep.
Right. Just set the
And,
snooze for like an hour. Just set another alarm for an hour later.
Yeah. Okay. So last Friday, he didn't work and I didn't have calls until later. So I originally set the alarm for 7:30. I was like, I'm going to go to the gym and then I've got a call at 10:30. I was going to have tons of time. Got to be 7:30. I was like, I don't want to get out of bed. So I was like, Alexa, snooze until 9. And he goes, 9? I was like, okay, 8:30.
Alexa, override. I have my snooze set every 10 minutes.
Yep.
No, I don't
and
snooze.
Sometimes, so it depends on like what's happening. Like how serious is my next day, like activities. Like I could be, alarm goes off, I'm up, out, done, right? Brush your teeth, whatever, your morning
You don't
routine.
shower in the morning?
Yeah. So then,
Disgusting.
but then you have those other days where like you said, like, oh, no calls till later. You're like,
Yeah.
I'll snooze a couple times. Like,
Yeah.
so for me, it depends on how important that day
Yeah,
is.
if I've got an early morning and it's like I have to leave my house, if I've got, 8:30 client call and I'm getting up at 8, I'm fine. I will eat breakfast after that call. I'll make my coffee beforehand and I'm good because I'm just going down the stairs. Like I don't have to go anywhere. But like I've got a networking group tomorrow. Like my alarm's going off at 7 so that I can shower and get ready and be there at 8:50.
See, she showers in the morning.
We'll make sure we'll get you out of here.
Toss up.
Yeah. I didn't say I don't shower. I'm just saying like your morning routine.
I shower every fucking day.
Do you shower before you go to bed?
No.
Oh, I love to shower.
I bet
before
you,
go
like-
to
It
bed.
does feel so good.
In a whole year, like, so I will shower if I'm like summertime and you're mowing the lawn. I'll shower in the morning. I'll shower before I go to bed because I want, or as soon as I'm done. Like I don't shower like I need to shower right now. I'm going to bed in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I shower. I'm done mowing the lawn. But like I bet you 10 days out of the year I don't shower at all for the day.
It happens. I think
Yeah.
it depends on what you have going on. Like
You
I've
two
done that.
fuckers, you don't shower for half the year.
They actually say if you shower too often, it's not good for your skin
I don't want to ruin my hair.
because your skin is not developing the protective oil that it needs to.
This to my skin. I don't care.
That's fine.
Well, that's why they say like I wash my hair twice a week. Yeah. Like I don't even get it wet like those other days.
Yeah.
Because of, there's your skin
gets
and
too dried up and then your hair is
Looks
unhealthy.
bad.
Yeah.
This masterpiece here gets washed all the time.
He
a little scrub.
he thinks he's not balding.
I am not balding.
I said, you're not balding. You just have wider space between your hair particles.
Because I got
a solid hairline.
I know, because I got shit in it, man.
But there's too much space between the hair.
You just don't like it. Like if I didn't wear the space, if I didn't put gel in it, it'd be fine. Yeah.
I'm just jealous you have hair and I don't.
Like I need a new podcast, Emily. I want you.
I'm in.
Yeah. See, fuck off, Roman.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just like
We're gonna
that.
switch seats, and you could be over there.
2 years we've been together.
That's long enough.
Emily, if you had a chance to choose any food to eat for any like type of food for the rest of your life,
Okay.
what would
And
it
that's
be?
all you could eat.
Wait, is it like a certain food?
Yeah, like
or a dish or a cuisine?
let's go with the dish.
What the fuck is a cuisine?
Like Italian food.
Oh, so like a type?
Yeah.
Okay. We say type in this.
Chips and queso.
Chips and queso?
Yeah. Oh my, or like
man.
nachos.
Yeah.
Man, I could devour.
I'd live off prime rib, just fucking prime
My
rib.
wife and I went
Too
to.
fatty for me.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Frank.
You know what I do? I'm like a little kid. When I get steak or whatever, there's fat. I like cut all the fat. It
That's
ends up
exactly what I do.
on the edge of my
I will
plate.
not eat it. My mom's always like, she would make a steak growing up. She's like, you wasted so much. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I cannot eat that.
I mean, I'll try to cut it, but I'm not like, if there's like a fucking millimeter of fat, okay, I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to.
No, that line is getting cut out.
I'm not
not have.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I don't like the texture of it. I don't like how I feel after I eat the like fatty stuff.
I mean, it's saturated fat. Like it's not good for you. I know it's the flavor, but
Even chicken skin, like if it's not crispy, I separate it.
It's like I'm on an island here. Like, there's a rub it on
We
me.
try to eat
Throw it in the
healthy,
toilet then. Guess what's going to happen? Get fatter. Boom.
but my wife and I went to a Mexican restaurant today for lunch.
I know you did.
Grande.
I swear to God, I'm like, what happened here? What's going on, Roman?
I just went to pee.
Yeah, exactly.
Spraying.
And that's the problem, Emily. I said, did you just fucking Hulk smash the bathroom? He's like, no, I peed. I'm like, why does it smell like that? What did you do?
Emily did not go to
do you have some strong urine? Is that what it is?
Oh, it's
I have a good filtration system. What can I say?
you piss cumin. That's what it was.
But I don't know if you've heard of this place, Grande Plaza.
No.
It's out in just outside of Fairmount, like
Okay.
Salina, Fairmount.
Okay.
Do you know where old like Sears
The clearance place there?
clearance store
Yeah.
used to be? You know where the water reservoir is?
Yes. Oh, you're talking about
Okay.
Westfield Plaza.
Yes, Westfield Plaza. So
Okay.
it's in there.
Is it where Kirby's was?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my
Haven't
gosh.
been there.
Where the fuck were you, man? She like nails Westfield. You're talking about like some other part of the fucking
We're
country.
on the same
Blooding's
page.
right there. I
Yeah.
drive by it every day.
Yeah. Oh, you got to try that.
Because you went to
Mexican.
school over there.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to try that Mexican restaurant. It's so good.
Okay.
So it's across from that thing, right? It's a new place.
Yeah, it's like down in the.
Yeah, because there's a road and it's like down here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know where there's like a Ukrainian store, then there's like
My daughter's got softball practice over there.
Geddes Bank or something like that, and then right next
There's a
to
burned
that,
dairy up here. Right?
Burned Dairy.
Yeah, like not in that little.
It's like the intersection of Fay Road and Genesee Street. So Fay Road
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
up. Yeah,
Yep.
So that Mexican restaurant is delicious. I mean, the tacos, like corn tortillas.
This is like erotic. I just don't even like the ways.
You know this like
You gotta whisper it.
you know
he's
how
like Barry White. Like,
Say it really low.
The tacos.
so the Mexican restaurant.
My name is Roman Queso.
You know those like in the movies you see these little Mexican village towns and they'll have like a fountain in the middle.
Yeah.
They have a fountain there. And I was like,
How big? Did they take up the whole Kirby's?
No.
That's how big it is?
no, it's a big restaurant. There's
Wow.
like one side has a bar and a bunch of like bench seats, and the
Okay.
other side has bench seats all along the edge. Then there's a fountain in the middle. And there's more tables
They
around
made it fancy for Fairmount.
Oh man, it's you feel like you're in a different place. Like
That's
you feel like
cool.
you're not in Syracuse when you're in there.
That's really cool.
And the food is delicious. The service is super fast. You sit down, they're like, boom, what do you want to drink? I'm like, oh.
Is the food really? I mean, like, you go to a Chinese food place, they're all the fucking same food. Like, how do I go somewhere like this place is great?
All right.
So
My wife and I were just
the same way.
I think it depends on the seasoning and like how we've been to some places where it's like it's nachos and it's like shredded chicken and like yellow cheese and it's sad.
Because we have a theory about the Chinese food places. Like there's just all the Chinese food places, wherever they are, they all like report to a central Chinese food company. Because they're all the same. They
report to Xi Jinping.
They're all the same recipe. They're like, it's all the same. Like, no one ever goes out of business, and like they only take checks and cash. Like it's
true. The menu is always exactly
right, and they're so like, it's all the same shit. Like maybe it's not that way with Mexican, but I think it's a Chinese mafia.
All right, we talked about this today.
The rub and tugs, right?
I don't know. I mean, you could get that. That's option R and T. You order that off the menu, but it's hard when their kids answer. Because they always got like their children answering the phone.
And the uncle
I don't know what you guys got going on.
Uncle in the back with a cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Man.
But
you went there.
I
did. We talked about this today, actually. And there's Mexican food, like not really Mexican, like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Not really Mexican food.
Tex-Mex.
How about Azteca? Is that considered good or bad for you guys?
That's
Never
good.
been.
Never been.
And that's in Township 5 area, right?
Actually, other side of the highway.
Yeah, but in the Township 5 area.
No.
It's in the vicinity. It's
next to Wildcat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that area.
So where Home Depot is.
Yep.
Perpendicular.
But, so I'll eat, like, I don't eat onions and chili, so I'll have like a burrito or something.
Hold on, can we pause for just a second?
Is this considered like real Mexican? No, we can't. Is it considered real Mexican Azteca, like for you guys?
I'm going to tell you why he doesn't like onions. He thinks,
they give you gas? You got FODMAP issues. Oh, okay.
I wish that was the reason.
No, this is a scientific fact.
He thinks onions make your penis smaller.
I'm serious.
Can you print off that research? We can look into it.
You know what?
I've never heard that before.
Off camera, I'll just show you.
I'll just ask your wife.
I got proof.
I don't need to see it.
I got proof. No, she'll lie.
Yeah, it's like so.
He's like, hey.
My wife and I love traveling with Frank and his wife. They're just great people to travel with. But oftentimes when we think of a place to travel, I'm like, what is Frank gonna eat? He's like,
so you're a picky eater.
He's like,
I am a picky eater. Well, I mean, yeah.
we want to go to Africa in a few years.
I want to eat like lion or fucking snake. or something.
Come on.
Tube snake.
Nobody's gonna feed you that. You're just gonna have some giraffe balls.
I don't like. Again, but I don't like broccoli and asparagus. I don't like shit like that. But I have like lettuce and
that's so good.
Beans and peas. Like I like things like that. Like, I love garlic, but I don't like onions because they make your wiener teen. You know, ask Roman. He eats a ton of. I seen him. He tried to pee on me in the shower. It couldn't even happen. It was like someone spitting on me.
Stop it. Stop. Emily will never come back.
No, it was like a bellow. It was like it was just nothing came out.
Dust.
So dust.
It's like cough. Like
I'm dried up.
That's what your wiener did.
But anyways,
sorry.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Talking about your small dick.
Where you want to travel, but you can't travel there.
I know. So like we
I'm glad she's here because she knows shit. Emily knows shit.
We're talking about traveling, and my wife and I both think like, oh, where's Frank gonna eat? So
I'll always find something. I just won't eat. I don't care. No one has to make a special.
Frank said he was at Disney World with his family and friends recently, and they were at the restaurant.
It was a sushi restaurant.
Restaurant.
Did you order off the kids menu?
Yes. See?
And
they say this is only for 12 and under?
No. 12 inches and under.
Well, what did the waiter offer?
No, he actually offered me, he said, I will go down to the restaurant downstairs.
Because you a burger and fries.
Yeah, he was gonna. I'm like, no, and I had like I had like a fucking ballpark wiener.
But
he didn't care. Like, I don't care. First of all, why is it for 12 and under? Like, why does it matter what my age is? I'm going to pay you.
It's portion and price.
But they wanted sushi and I didn't want it. But I don't care. Like, I'll find some. If there's nothing I'm going to eat, I got something to drink or have a salad. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, I realize that there's some what people would consider deficiencies and what I consider to take care of my manhood. So if I don't want onions,
which falls again. But yeah, we talked about how certain like Chinese food.
Was that a snort? It was like a mini snort.
Maybe a little bit.
Chinese food is not really authentic Chinese food. Like when you go to somewhere, you really need to go to authentic Chinese food restaurant.
But where is that around us?
So around us,
Disney World.
Disney World. Or Boston. Go to Boston. Go to Boston. Go to Chinatown. They have authentic Chinese food. It's delicious.
But so like even like Thai food or what are these other foods that like you can get like Peruvian, right?
Yeah, Inca's downtown.
Have you been
what is
to
that?
Incas?
No, I haven't. I want to go without.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I've never had that stuff, but I don't know. Like I don't want pickled duck dick. I don't.
No, but
I don't fucking know what it is.
I think when you think of origins, you automatically thinking of like weird food.
Yeah, because it's fucking weird.
It's not. It's not. There's a lot of dishes there that are good, delicious. Excuse me.
Ooh, you got a burp coming. He's got it's 2-1 right now.
Good.
I'm not going over here. I back away from the mic a little bit.
Delicious, well prepared. Incas was amazing.
I mean, I think it's fine, but like
Lemongrass is good if you want.
Is really
and
good.
I like Thai food. Like I eat the Penang guy or something.
Lemongrass will be good.
We like my husband's Lebanese. We love Middle Eastern food.
Oh,
and
nice.
I like for the longest time was like concerned about lamb. I was like, I don't know, it sounds weird. Love it. Like.
So which Lebanese restaurants do you guys?
His family is from the Utica area. So usually when we're going out with them, we'll go to Zana's, which is on Varick Street, or we'll go to Grapevine, I think.
It's tough to find a bad place in Utica.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good food.
I'm Armenian, not Lebanese Armenian, but
it's not even spelled the same.
Yeah, it's different. But as an Armenian, I lived in Boston, and there's a big Armenian community, and we have a lot of friends from Lebanon and Armenians that we all get along. And over there, it's easy to find restaurants like for Armenian food or Lebanese food. But I've never heard of it here. There is like an Armenian church here in Syracuse.
I know there's a Lebanese church out in Utica. His cousin got married there. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I would love to try some food. So you said there's like a couple places in Utica?
Yeah. Zana's is very good.
Okay, I'm going to try.
Zana's is on Varick Street, and like the guy comes around and like he's like, "You want coffee?" and literally just has like a ladle, and it's jet fuel.
Cool.
But it's so good. Like their food is so good.
All right, that's my wife is gonna have to go there.
And I don't mind this stuff. Like it's what it comes with. Like if it's chicken or pork or whatever it's gonna be, it's whatever they're like. It's in some sort of like they don't really. When I go to these places, they don't really seem to like sell just that. It's like that with all this other stuff I don't eat with it.
Well, you can ask for like the gyro salad without the onions.
Yeah, but what is even in a gyro?
Lamb.
And is it Euro or gyro? Like what the fuck?
I say gyro.
Gyro, hero. I don't know.
Because there's some sort of weird sauce on it that makes your breath smell like.
Oh, the garlic sauces. That's heavy duty.
Yeah.
I ate that one time and didn't realize how potent it was. And then I got in the back seat with two other people for a 2-hour car ride. And I was like, I don't have any. I'm sorry, guys.
Because it's paint and adhesive.
There's a nice Middle Eastern restaurant in Village of Liverpool.
Oh, Kebab House.
Yeah, Kebab House.
Kebab House when we lived
by
over there.
By that cigar place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kebab House was really good.
So that's pretty good.
A lot of fucking food places for someone who's in really good shape.
I work out. I also I listen to my body. I stop when I'm full. I don't push it to the limit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I had weird dinner tonight. I had cottage cheese with pasta with a shit ton of garlic on it, and butter and olive oil and Brussels sprouts.
It's pretty weird.
I like Brussels sprouts.
So
I like all that. So minus Brussels sprouts.
I like healthy food.
They were separate. They weren't together.
I like healthy food.
You mind if food touches?
They can touch.
I don't want to touch.
But cottage cheese and noodles sounds like a weird combo.
I put something on Instagram. It was like an outline. I don't know. I'll wait till you're done drinking because I'm going to spit it out. But it's an outline of a ball bag, like testicles, because Roman doesn't understand testicles. And it's like one ball is lower than the other because if they touch, it'd be gay.
Of course you would post that.
I'm really 12.
I like healthy food. I tend to eat too much of it, maybe.
And that's what honestly most
you can eat too much health food?
You can eat too much of anything.
Yeah.
So that's what the flaw is with Weight Watchers is saying like, oh, there's 0 point foods. You can eat too much chicken. You can eat too much carrots. Oh. Yeah.
I like cauliflower. Mm-hmm. And I could sit down and eat a lot of cauliflower, dip it into ranch.
So good. Buffalo cauliflower. Oh.
And
what is it?
Buffalo cauliflower.
I just don't.
And then, like, I would eat too much of it, and my stomach is like.
But that's because cauliflower is a fermentable fiber.
Okay.
So it's very high in what's called FODMAPs, which are fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. You know that?
Your body's just not digesting them. So it's same thing too. Like if
too much fiber?
Basically, it's too much of the fermentable type of carbohydrate in it. Same thing with like beans. If you have too much beans, like that's why they're the musical food. Because they're too much high in fermentation.
Musical food.
Yeah, you don't know that one?
I thought it was musical fruit.
Oh.
Hold on.
I know the song.
That's so funny. Like, there's so much of this that came up during lunchtime today. Are beans vegetable or are they?
They're vegetable. Don't even finish your fucking sentence.
Are they vegetable or are they grain?
They're not a grain.
They're not grain.
No, they're not a grain. They're a starchy vegetable.
So they're vegetable. So they're in the same family as potatoes?
No, different. Potatoes are roots and tubers. Beans are legumes.
Legumes is French for vegetables. That's what I knew. I know a lot of French.
You're just making shit up.
No, I took 5 years of French.
Yeah, you just say that and you apply
No, legumes is French. It's for vegetables.
I didn't know that.
La pomme de terre is potato. It's the apple of the earth. Fuck you guys. I'm smart. That's what it is.
That's what you're doing with your beer nutritionist certification.
Yeah, exactly.
Beer nutritionist.
Yeah.
I like that you're using that.
But
that's a good one.
I had something to say. It's probably not important to anybody, but it's important to me. What was I going to say?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Beans.
Emily,
what's something about beans?
Maybe I should have started with this beginning of the podcast, but why did you get into dietitian?
We'll just start this in the beginning.
So I had an eating disorder when I was in high school. I was on the JV team in 9th grade, and my basketball coach, we were not great. Like, we were not good, and I am not an athlete at all. But I try really, really hard, and I had made JV in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and I was like one of the captains of the team, and we were doing horribly. We were like 2-14, and our coach was like, none of you are in shape to play basketball. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I want us to win and I need to be a leader, like I've got to work hard. I've got to like be in shape and everything. And it spiraled from there. So I had lost like 40 pounds in the matter of 3 months. Like all my family was very concerned and everything, of course, with such a drastic change at 14. So I had to go see a dietitian as part of my treatment. And I was like, I was so nervous going into that appointment, thinking like, okay, she's going to be like, you're doing horrible, or just like mean, not food is so personal to everyone. So to go into that situation and feeling like she's going to be not nice, or she's going to be like, oh, you're doing this all wrong, whatever it is. She was so nice and like warm and welcoming and like really helped me understand and helped me like realize that food really is so important, especially like if you're an athlete. Like I originally wanted to be a sports dietitian. And then I learned that they work like 18-hour days, 9 months out of the year with no days off. And I was like, I like vacation too much, not doing that. That's why I started a business and do the same thing anyways. But that's really how I got into it, was having to see a dietitian myself.
I don't think people realize how formative you are when you and coaches. I mean, there's a lot that do, but there's obviously some that do not. Yeah. When you say things like that, there's a long-term impact. Yeah. And for you, it's worked out, but maybe for some people it does not. Right. So it's I don't think it wasn't meant in a malicious way at all. I think he was just trying to motivate us of like, we've got to work harder, people. Like, you guys are getting beat up and down the court, and for someone who just wanted so much to be accepted and to be an athlete and a star and like to do all that stuff, which I rode left bench my entire time as a basketball player. Like, I was not good. I could only shoot a 3 maybe every 3 months and make it. Like, it was not great. Yeah. But heart is a big deal.
Exactly.
Heart is, so it didn't translate well into your athletic career. Right. But it's obviously worked well in your professional career.
Absolutely.
You've decided to stick to that.
Right.
Go through college, do all these things and sort of, overcome these other issues you've had. Yeah. And here you are. Right. So heart is, unfortunately for you, that's not what makes a basketball team successful. No. You have to be good, but in long term, you have been successful anyway.
And I think it also helps too, because I can understand the people that are in, let's say, a similar position where they don't have an eating disorder, but they've been dieting their entire life and they don't feel like themselves, or they feel like they deserve better. They need to do better. And they've just been a victim of diet culture, because that's basically what happened to me, was being a victim of dieting, and that hurt me and my body and all of that, where I can connect with them of like, I've been there too. Like, I understand it was a different way that my story ended up, but like, let's get to the bottom of this and let's figure this out.
Yeah. And for people who don't understand food disorder is, eating disorder is, or what triggers it? Like, how would you explain to someone? Like, is this something that are there trigger points, or what causes, like, why are they having this eating disorder?
So oftentimes eating disorders stem from like a control thing. You know, it's impacted by family, it's impacted by environment, it's impacted by like social cues, all of that. And so like I like didn't have a ton of friends like early in high school. Like 7th and 8th grade are really tough years for me. And so like I think that's part of it too, of like I wanna be like a star, like I wanna lead a team, which is pieces of it. But oftentimes eating disorders start as like a place of something to focus on and something that you can control. Like you can't control anything else that's going around you in the world. And that's why with COVID, there were so many people who developed eating disorders because everything else was a question every day, but they could control and they could fixate on their food and have it go from there. Now there's a spectrum of it. You know, there's the spectrum of like grossly under eating with anorexia, and there's binge eating disorder. There's AFRID, which is basically avoidant restrictive food disorder, where you don't eat certain things. You know, like, I can't have ketchup on stuff, or, you know, whatever it is.
So eating disorder and anorexia, they're not related.
No, anorexia is an eating disorder.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a classification. It's like a DSM-5, like it's a diagnosed thing. It's part of like a mental disorder, actually.
So anorexia is driven by eating disorder.
Anorexia is an eating disorder. So everyone can have some degree of disordered eating. It depends on how disordered that it is.
And anorexia, is that based on size and weight? Or
it's, not always.
What do you determine?
So anorexia nervosa is based off of size and weight, of kind of like that severe restriction, whether it be from like restricting calories, or, you know, usually it's restricting calories where someone is losing a lot of weight, they're losing a lot of muscle mass and fat mass. Whereas purging, like if someone has bulimia, it can be purging from like throwing up their
inducing
food,
vomiting,
or it can be purging of exercise. So they're like, I'm eating something and I have to go and burn 2,000 calories at the gym. That's also an eating disorder.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, because I remember counting calories, and my friend's like, maybe your body needs more calories. So when I went to PLN, they have those like body scanners.
Yeah, the InBody. Yep.
Yeah, and even though their machine measures body to fat ratio, they're like, ignore that. That's not good.
Yeah, it's
we don't
off.
look at that. Yeah. But they're like, based on your activity, you should be eating more than 2,000 calories.
Most people are not eating enough.
Right.
Like 9 times out of 10, I'm telling our clients, I need you to eat more, because they're under eating throughout the week and then they're overeating on the weekend, and that's what's causing them to gain weight. Or they've been dieting forever and they're only eating 800 calories a day, and they're like, I look at a cheeseburger and I gain weight. It's like, because you're not eating enough. Also,
what you just said earlier, throughout the week they're not eating enough, but then they eat too much during the weekend. So they use the weekend as like the cheating time, or like
sometimes,
or like
it's like the Weight Watchers program with then you get the weeklies and the
yeah. I've had clients who have said they've done Weight Watchers before, and they've like gamified it or figured it out of like, oh, like if I do this, like I save points, and it's like that's not really how you're supposed to be doing.
Because your body doesn't want you to do that. Your
Right.
body doesn't. It wants consistency.
Yeah.
You know, in wrestling, I wrestled for decades. We would just weigh our food. You know, like you put it on there. There's 4 ounces. Okay, there's 4. I have a pound of weight, and I would put 16 ounces of food on.
Yeah.
But you'd burn a shitload off because you're working out. But still not healthy.
You burn calories while sleeping.
You're constantly.
That's
If the only time you're not burning calories is when you're dead. Like you're always burning calories.
Yeah. That's interesting. If you could have a meal with anyone in the world,
aside from me and Roman,
alive or dead, who would you have a meal with? Like sit down and have like a full 4-course meal.
A healthy, happy meal. Not a happy meal.
Stop throwing McDonald's into everything.
No, I didn't mean that.
Happy meal.
I feel like I've always loved like Steve Martin and Martin Short, and I feel like they'd just be fun to hang out with, just to like sit and like banter with them. Like the 5 of us could all be together. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
She included us.
Oh, that's so
right?
cute.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's 5. I don't know if there's 2 other people, not us.
The ghost that Lindsay left here.
Right.
I sometimes look at some of these famous people, and I would hear them interview on the podcast or whatever. There are a lot of famous people like that went like through our generation. Yeah. They came from nothing. like worked as, I don't know, they worked at a Blockbuster or worked at McDonald's or whatever, Friendly's drive-through, whatever. And
a lot of famous normal people.
People that don't come. My wife used this term recently. She called there's like a word for someone who comes from like wealth.
Nepo baby?
Nepo baby. Yeah. Thank you.
You're fucking smart, man. You're the smartest one here.
Clearly.
But I would have got there, and I knew that. But it would have been something dirty first, and then I would have got
Nepo babies, they're like different generation, right?
Yeah.
Generational
but
wealth.
the generation before them came from like nothing. And I sometimes feel like maybe I should reach out to some of these people like, hey, would you happen to have some time to have an interview?
Well, the problem with reaching out to those people, because a lot of them probably would.
Absolutely.
It's just finding out the correct way to reach out to them.
Right.
Because they have filters or they got someone else managing their social media and because we're just normal people. Like, we have fun. Like, we've never ate before.
Yeah.
And here we are a couple hours into this thing, whatever. It's just fun.
Just hanging out.
This is all we do.
I feel like people get intimidated by their fame or their status, but really they just maybe want to be normal people. Maybe they just want to have a conversation, a normal conversation, not someone who is like odd, like they're
too media trained.
Yeah,
where it's just like they know the PC answer that they have to say, to appease everybody.
And there's other people that are not even. Other people have just let it get to their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not the people that are shy or
like
maybe
imagine having
people like I'm too good for this.
Right.
You imagine having like sitting down and having a conversation with Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg, by the way, reach out. And we're just having a conversation. Like, how was your?
Yeah, I don't care I don't care what you marry. I don't care if you're a lesbian. Or I don't care what your
whatever your
affiliation.
status is.
Let's just have fun.
Whenever you're famous, can we just have like a conversation we're having now?
Right.
We've never met. You met us for the first time.
Right.
You're drinking dehydrated pea beer.
Exactly.
We're having a great conversation. We're learning about something interesting, right? Like I always say, I love meeting new people because everyone has unique stories. Mm-hmm. Everyone has interesting careers or specialties that we don't know about it. A lot of people don't know about it. They might know basics,
right?
But I didn't know nutritionists and dietitians. Right. The difference between, I just learned this today. And I think this is where these conversations are so valuable,
right?
And important to have.
Because like many people don't, like you said, like maybe you've never met a dietitian before. Like you haven't ran across each other on the street or you just don't know one. Like you don't know what you don't know,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And by just having a sit down, a beer or water, coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
And having these conversations, I think, is where it is important to have them. And it helps people, to those who listen to podcasts, this is a podcast platform, who do have that time to drive and listen to a podcast.
And it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we have not encountered that here, but like it's okay to not, to disagree, but just not argue about it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I always say healthy debate is always good because both sides get to learn something from it.
But you have to be open to learning.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's the big piece of it.
If you are always defensive about something, then we're not helping each other out.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see your views and you're aggressive, then I'm not learning what your views are, right? Because you can educate someone from something basic,
right?
That they didn't know or they didn't have that view, and something from just your field of view, how important diet is, and how many people maybe don't think of it that way or ignore it, would never learn from that. So if one person listens to this episode and picks something up from that and it changes their life, how amazing is that? Just one person,
right?
And to clarify, we hope it's more than one person.
Right.
Of course.
If like, you see one view and they're like, oh, we're done. No, fuck it.
Of course. But it brings me joy when anything we do, it changes people's life in the better.
Yeah.
Like as a contractor, I'll just share one story. I had a client and she wanted to do something special for her father. And her father was since 1970, him and his brother, they were making homemade wine. And I said to my client, I said, why don't we do something special for your father's birthday, right? I said, I will not charge you for labor, cover all the material. Let's do something special. She already paid me for a large project in her home. And this is something I threw in there, and we collaborated, and she was happy to do it. So I built a custom table out of live edge, like you see this table, but with epoxy and embedded wine corks in it.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then I took their family name, and I did their name and like winery since 1970 when they started.
Yeah.
And I ordered a brass plaque, not plaque, like a label that I put on the edge of the table.
A tag or something.
Yeah. And she took her father and her mom out to dinner. While they were at dinner, I went into their home, and where his wine. Well, I had access to, because I did a lot of work in the house. And in his station where he would do all his labeling and prepping his bottles for wine, I set up the table, okay? And I left, and I covered it. So when they came back from dinner, she had a surprise for her father. So they went downstairs, and she uncovered the table, and I wish I was a fly in the wall. She said her dad was in tears. So like,
I'm in tears.
A small gesture, right? Like this, how it changes someone's life.
Yeah.
And she said from then on, every time somebody came home, he was excited. He's like, come check out my table.
Yeah.
Come check out this, and a simple episode could make
Absolutely.
a change for someone. Could maybe even think of like, let me contact my local dietitian.
Yeah.
And start to care about myself.
You never know who's listening. Like that's the big thing of like anytime that like I put a lot of content out. I'm constantly on video. I'm constantly putting stuff on my social media, because you never know like who needs to hear that message that maybe had just found you and they had not heard that message before, or they need that reminder of like, oh, I probably should drink my water right now.
And so many people avoid taking care of themselves. They put a lot of things. They have kids, they have pets, they have responsibilities as adults or parents, husbands, wives, whatever. They put those things first, but they tend to forget to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. So, Emily, thank you so much for coming to this podcast and doing this episode with us. Can you please mention your way to people can get in touch with you, your website, and all the contact information?
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for having me. This has been the best Tuesday night I've had in a long time.
Yay.
So you can find me on Instagram at Nourished with Emily, MON as in Nancy, OURISHED with Emily. Facebook, Emily Gozy, Gozy. Wow, I cannot spell today.
This fucking
It's beer.
free beer.
That grapefruit. Or you can find us on our website, nourishedwithemily.com. We put out a lot of blog posts, content. We're there to help you. If you got a question, just
I
send me
see
a
a
message.
ton of videos you put out, and there's always something. So there's a lot of.
Yeah, I
things
got
for
ran
people
over
to-
in Costco the other day trying to shoot some content.
Oh,
I have no spatial recognition, so
right.
I ran into people. They run into me. It's
it's okay.
I was there today, renewing my membership. Actually, the guy stopped me.
yeah, you can't even go in.
Last time I was at Home Depot, Costco, the guy stopped me. He goes, excuse me, you don't look like your picture.
That's profiling.
I'm like, what? He's like, you can't blame me. Look at this. And really, my picture back then looks nothing like me today.
How long have you been a member?
Oh, I've been member since they opened.
Oh, yeah.
They opened here.
So you had hair then?
I had no facial hair, and I had hair on my head.
Oh, that's your fault.
And I had glasses.
It was reversed. Just stand on your head then.
And I had glasses. So
Just do that stand.
since then, I lost hair on my head. I grew a beard, and I had LASIK done, so I have no glasses.
I've never heard of them ever stopping anybody.
So the guy's like, I apologize, but it's like, this guy doesn't look like you. I'm like, I agree with you.
But it's me.
It's
You know
me.
what you do? Just bring your son up. There.
So check the description. We'll put your contact information there as well. And again, thank you, Emily. Follow us
very much.
Guys.
on Instagram, on all social media. Listen to all the podcasts and all podcasts platforms, and we're still doing
Hopped Up Network,
and a giveaway at 4,000. We decided. All right, 4,000 followers on Instagram. We're doing another giveaway. All right.
So thank you,
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emily.
guys.
Bye.